What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to show you how to wrap the door handle on a Ford Raptor. Again, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget the like button and the subscribe and notifications. Turn those on so you can get up-to-date notifications on what's happening here. We're doing a ton of videos on the Ford Raptor here. Now, what I struggled with was the door handle so far. I have done this car about a year ago, a little more, with SJ Wraps over in Connecticut there. And we did it in vivid satin rusted black chrome. Very difficult film to use, a little bit thicker. I'm doing it in Avery satin black. So it took me a bit of a refresher to remember how I did these. These are tricky door handles, okay? And so what I want to say is that they're very aggressive and you're going to want to dismantle them down to the bare minimum, okay? To the plastic cap itself. So they come with a plate that has to be removed. You have to pull a couple of pins out, one on each end, and then the springs will release. You have to put the springs all back and everything has to go back normally. Again, take pictures of that kind of stuff if you're not familiar with how to do it, or if you're not comfortable doing it at all, bring someone else in who is comfortable doing it, pay a body shop or whatever to do it. Probably a bit more beneficial than ruining something. So once you get the backing plate off, what you have to do is remove the insert, the plastic insert that's in here as well, okay? This is so that we can actually wrap the vinyl around the edges on the inside quite a bit. If we don't wrap the vinyl around the inside, it's going to fail, okay? There's going to be a lot of stretch on this door handle, and it just won't work if you leave that on and don't wrap around the edges. You can try post heating all you want, but I guarantee you're probably going to have some failure. So what makes this very difficult is the angles, okay? So we have the flat to a 90, and then we have, again, another 90 here. So, and it's a very wide piece, okay? This is not your typical door handle where the tumbler actually removes from the door handle, where we can start at one end and then come back to a flat spot and kind of cut it off with no tension. There's going to be tension on one end or the other depending on which end we start on. What I found was best was to start at this end and work my way this way. You're going to see me do this right now, and I'm going to try and zoom in on the camera for you. So let's do this. I have a heat gun propped up on the table here, on a chair, sorry. So this is already wiped off very thoroughly with isopropyl alcohol. Again, there is no better way to do this, in my opinion. I mean, if someone does have a better way to do this, please let me know. What we need to do is we need to start under this end right here, as we would a normal door handle, okay? Then what we want to do is we're going to grab this and we need to heat it up, okay? So this is where it becomes a little bit tricky and very finicky. If you have an extra set of hands, use them. Get someone else to help you. But again, we're just going to pull the vinyl across, okay? I don't want to stretch it too much. And again, if we make a mistake, we just start over, okay? It's not a big deal. These are small pieces. So the issue that I have here is the vinyl went underneath. Again, I was able to pull it out. Luckily, it's a little bit more difficult with Avery sometimes. Sometimes the vinyl gets stuck to itself underneath. So again, I have a lot of wrinkles here. So what I need to do before I add any heat to this is get some of these wrinkles out. Pull them out to the sides, okay? I'm just pulling it out to here. I don't keep stretching it all the way around, and I'll explain why in a second. Okay. So what I did here was bring the vinyl across. So when I heat it and shrink it, it should want to naturally tuck into this area here, which it is. It's doing a good job. But again, we're going to have to do some stretching to the edges as well, okay? So that's inevitable, especially as we get to the other side. Now, would it be easier to start on the other side? I tried several attempts to start on this side, but it just wasn't successful. So these are very, like I said, very aggressive door handles and a little bit tricky to do. So again, we're going to shrink that down, just kiss it with a little bit of heat, and then try and roll the rest around. So right now what's going on here is most of the tension is right through here and not so much at the sides. Okay, not so much here and here. I've got one little wrinkle up here, so I'm going to bring the vinyl back a bit. I'm going to heat it and just get it out. There we go. Just noticed it. Again, I'm not overstretching it. It is actually going to be a little bit overstretched, but we're not stretching it more than we need to stretch it, okay? So having a little bit of finesse is very important, okay? Being aggressive yet gentle with the film is very important. Now again, it gets very, very bunched up because we're doing this with one person and we have a door handle that's flopping around all over the place. So what I need to do now is bring the vinyl back. I'm going to flatten it all out. And I don't want to stretch it again too much, right? I just want to add a bit of heat. So as long as we're not getting a lot of shrinking, a lot of pullback in this area right here, what is happening is that we're not going to get that color shift between the two stretches. That can happen. It's very common with matte black and satin. So again, I'm just going to have a little bit of heat on it and I'm just going to draw it forward, okay? What I really need to do is get the pull through the sides, okay? If I'm not getting that pull through the sides, we're going to be in trouble. And this is why, right here is why you have to wrap it around the edges. Because we're going to have a lot of tension. So I gotta still do a little bit more. You can try this a couple of times. If you notice that the color of the film is starting to discolor or look bad, or the finish is looking bad, just grab a new piece. You don't want to install something that doesn't look good. So again, I'm trying to pull through the sides. See what happens here. If we do the sides first, we get bunching up at the very end of the handle. This is not a good spot to be. Okay, we can actually work the vinyl back this way. So if we do the end of the handle first, okay, there is going to be a ton of tension down here, don't get me wrong. And I'll show you what the finish on this looks like up close afterwards, okay? Just so you can kind of know what to expect for yourself. So again, now I can shrink it down around the edges, right? See, it's coming down most of the way. Now I do have to stretch it slightly, okay, to finish it off. Perfect. I'm okay with this side. This side's perfect. Let's see how the other side is. I feel like I'm worried that the vinyl is going to be a little bit short because it folded over itself. Just get this last little bit right here. Now putting your hands behind it, again, is going to be inevitable. Make sure your hands are fairly dry. I usually mist mine down with isopropyl alcohol when I know that I'm going to be handling the film like this. This really removes the oil and residue from your hands. Dish soap or soap in general can leave a residue and it might get stuck to the back of the vinyl. So okay, here we go. So now let's hope I got enough here. I'm not going to stretch it a lot. I'm just going to gently bring it as far as I need to. So right here I'm getting bunched up film, so that means I have to draw the vinyl back a bit this way. Perfect. So I'm okay with this. So see what I mean by all the pullback? I haven't even done anything yet and it's already pulled back quite a bit. Now I'm just going to smooth that out with my thumb, finger, get it around the other side, okay? Once we get it around the other side, we're going to heat and shrink it back to its normal state. This way, whatever we have wrapped around the edges, the other side of the handle, should be fairly tension free. And even if it isn't, we're going to have like an extra 1/4 inch or so on the opposite side. So once I do this, I'm going to start pushing the vinyl down. What I need to do at the corners here, the very, very corners, and only the corners, right here and right here, is separate them, okay? I need to separate this piece from this piece, and vice versa on this side, and same, I think same down here as well, okay? We'll get down there afterwards. This will allow this piece to fold in without this piece resisting it here. These are fun door handles to wrap. They're not the fastest, but again, it's not about being fast, it's about being good. When you get to this far, don't be worried about what the vinyl looks like on the inside. Again, it's better that the aesthetically outside it looks better and it's gonna last than what the inside looks like, okay? Same goes with people too. Sometimes they're beautiful on the outside and ugly on the inside. So this is kind of one of those things. So we're gonna work that vinyl down. And I am going to have wrinkles inside there, which I am going to heat up all this vinyl in here before I do any cutting, okay? So now, when I get to here, I'm going to leave myself a bit of vinyl, about a 1/4 inch. And I'm going to fold that around, okay? Without any heat. Don't need to add any heat for that. Because this is fairly tension-free. It's not too bad. It's only here, 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 and these two sides right here for the most part. It's hard to make a straight cut with the vinyl floating like this. As I always say, it's better to stabilize yourself, but we can't in this case, so we do what we have to do. So again, I'm going to cut at the corner and come out. And separate, get rid of that junk right there, that extra. Again, same thing with this corner up here. Cut, come out. And we're just going to finish off doing this actual part where you grab onto. Let's get this part all done. I'll try and make my cut as straight as possible, but again, it's not all that important. Okay, so now we just have the very end to do at that end. So again, we're going to take the vinyl and we're going to push it around. Pretty much when you have a lot of stretch, the more vinyl that you leave on the other side of like something like this, so like a shark fin antenna or something like that, the better chance you're gonna have, the better chance that it's gonna last and be more durable, okay? Especially when you have a lot of tension. Shark fin antennas tend to have a lot of tension on them. All right, so I'm pretty content with how the vinyl is sitting right now. We're gonna get in there and we're gonna smoke it out a little bit. Because that's just, if you see any smoke, that's just the vinyl basically melting. It's burning. It's melting and burning at the same time. So again, let's hit up this side. Doesn't take long. This heat gun is very hot. I have it on the hottest setting, just so you know. Again, let's work this pull part down, this handle part right here, centerpiece. All right. Plus, once we put the plastic cap back on it, it should also hold the vinyl down. So once the vinyl is cooled, which it pretty much is, we can cut. So it's not going to look pretty on the inside, but that doesn't matter at this point. Am I cutting on the paint? Sure, but there isn't really any paint in here, so it's a pretty shabby paint job, I might say. So it's the inside of the door handle, it's to be expected, right? So I'm not worried about damaging anything in this case. Again, this is just how you're going to have to do it. There's no way to set up knifeless tape in a situation like this. Which is funny because someone told me that 3M testing requires you to wrap a whole car in knifeless tape. It's an interesting concept. I don't see how you'd put knifeless tape in there. I'm sure you could, I guess, but how's it going to cut through all the wrinkles and stuff? I have no idea. I guess you'd have to make it more smooth. Anyways, I have no idea how they would do it. just interesting information that I heard, whether it's true or not. So again, leaving ourselves about 1/4 of an inch all the way around on the inside. So whatever door handle this is, a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a Bugatti, they don't typically paint on the inside of plastic panels like this. If they do, it's just a light spray and it's over with. There's not a chance I'm going to actually damage anything by cutting all the way through to the other side of the plastic or anything like that, so that's inevitable. That will never happen. And that's it, guys. So I want to actually show you this. Once I get everything down smooth. Got a little wrinkle here, a little excess film actually, so I have to lift it up, pull it back. It's kind of hard to get at. There we go. I just really don't want to have any wrinkles or anything on the very edge. Other side is fine, okay, but not on the very edge where it might be visible. Perfect. I'm okay with this. This is beautiful. So let's have a look at it up close. So maybe if I stand behind it, you can see better. Okay. No discoloration or anything like that going on. Glue lines, I don't even see any. That's what the back looks like. So you can see in here, I've got some wrinkles, it's no big deal. Again, I've heated it up quite a bit to make sure that it's not gonna pull back. And on top of that, we're gonna be putting the trim piece back in here, and I'll kind of show you what that looks like. So let's grab this right here. So this piece right here is just gonna fit right in. So we're gonna push this piece forward and then push all this down. That's it. So everything, it's got grease all over it still. Everything is secured by this piece right through here. On here, sorry, this piece right through here is all securing everything, while over here it's still bare, but we've wrapped around 1/4 inch or so, and hopefully you guys can see that. Just see if I can get that to focus a little bit for you. There we go. Cool. And that's it, guys. I'm going to assemble the door handle back together and slap it back on the truck. Truck is about halfway finished or so, and that's it. Guys, if you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget the subscribe button if you want to see more, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get those notifications. Again, everything I'm using today in the description below. Thank you for watching. Take care.